Pittsburgh Steelers fans are livid at this. For one side of the ball, a step in the wrong direction, reverting back to old ways. My name is Tamir Jean-Charles. We're going to cover the Pittsburgh Steelers game recap against the Bengals. How you doing, Steelers fans? How you doing, Steelers fans around the world? Before I get into the calamitous affair that was Thursday night primetime football for Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers, just want to make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please get subscribed. We've got great content coming out. Today will not be a good video. It won't. It just simply won't. Before I even get into graphics, y'all know I like to do the graphics and stuff like that. Before I even get into graphics, I just want to talk about offense. The offense is really going to take like 2-3 minutes. I know I make promises that I can't keep, and I said the last video wouldn't be 15 minutes, and it was over 15 minutes. But right, up 10 zip. I just want to get right into it. Up 10 zip. First drive comeback. First play of that drive was a play action pass. Aaron Rodgers loads up, goes deep, and you're thinking, okay, oh my goodness, he's got DK Metcalf down there somewhere. And then the camera kept panning into triple coverage. And I was like, oh, okay. Interception. So that was odd. It was an odd decision. This game wasn't on Aaron Rodgers, but that was an odd decision. Apparently, that flea flicker that you guys saw that we ran, and I think he threw it away. I forgot what happened at the end of that play. I think he threw it away. It was actually a run play, and the hole was wide open. I think that was the B gap that was completely wide open for Jaylen Warren to run to. And that's why you saw Aaron Rodgers so angry and yelling and cursing at Jaylen Warren on that play. It wasn't a flea flicker. It was a run play. One of the probably few, but one of the only miscues I saw personally on offense. We ran the ball at an extremely high rate. Should have kept on doing that even more. And then Aaron Rodgers threw the fade ball. And when I like to talk about sports, I don't really like to talk about event to event. I feel like that's being nitpicky. I'm just bringing you the substance and the meat, the sides, the vegetables, everything. I'm just giving you everything, the whole Sunday's roast, if you will, of the game. So, fade to DK Metcalf. He gets hit. Bang, bang play. A pick like that will never happen in this season. So, these are the margins, right? Like, sometimes you got to give it up to teams, and sometimes you got to understand you're playing a sport. These are just the margins of just playing the sport. Interception, DJ Turner going the other way, whatever. Other than us running the ball, DK, I wanted DK. You guys already know. Every time I come on here, it doesn't matter if we win or lose, I'm going to be yelling about DK Metcalf targets. Wanting him to get more targets. Really, really good to see Roman Wilson getting involved. Really good to see that. And finally, guys, here's Pat Freiermuth. He's finally showed up. First touchdown of the season. He had 7 last year. First touchdown of the season this year in week 7. I think that was week 7. Sorry about that. I think it was week 7. We kicked off week 7 this week. But yeah, and he had a 100-yard game. He had 6 targets. And he had 111 yards. So big up Pat Freiermuth. Big up Darnell Washington with that touchdown. And big up Jonnu Smith. Big up to the tight end room. Scotty Miller chipped in. We think we're going to get Calvin Austin back pretty soon. Like, offense looks fine. We finally have running back 1. Jaylen Warren looks like a really, really good player. A really, really good player. Aaron Rodgers played well. I mean, other than those 2 boneheaded picks, I wouldn't call the second one boneheaded. That's being too harsh. The first one, I have no idea what he was doing. But it happens. It's football. He got us back into that game. We wouldn't be talking about those picks if the defense even stopped them. I think they stopped him once. If they stopped him at least 3 times, we wouldn't be in this position. But now it's time to get into the graphics. This video is about to get bad. It's about to get very bad. So, first graphic we're going to get into is actually, excuse me for skipping around. This is the graphic we're going to get into. Now, I know you could think about the game and you're like, Tamir, some of these things aren't on the head coach. This is coaching to an extent, right? To an extent. In totality, Mike Tomlin is 2-10 now on Thursday Night Football. in his last 7, as you can obviously see, he's 0 for 7. So, and the teams he's losing to are not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these teams are the Browns and the Bengals. 4 times to the Browns on Thursday Night Football. And 2 of the Ravens' losses, that's not even Lamar Jackson. It was Joe Flacco. So, who was the Browns quarterback in 2022 and 2019? Like, in 2009, like, who is he losing to? I don't want to veer. I'm not going to veer too off of it. And this was a game where I wanted to give game balls, and that's what I'm going to start doing on this channel is I'm going to start giving game balls. Special teams, defense, offense. I'm not giving any game balls out today. Fine. I'll give Pat Freiermuth the game ball on offense. Well done, Pat. I'm not going to neglect you because I've been wanting you to perform, and we've been wanting you to perform, and I'm not going to neglect your performance when you perform. I'll give Pat Freiermuth game ball. Defense, there is no game ball. Jalen Ramsey was getting baked. Darius Slay was getting baked by Andre Yoshivas. I wouldn't say Joey Porter was getting baked. That slant that we all saw him give up was a pick play, so he had to go over the pick. And in man coverage, that's just a really good play call from Zach Taylor on the pick play. Other than that, he did get baked, I think, once or twice. It wasn't as bad as it was for, the older guys. So that's whatever this is. I don't know what Mike Tomlin's got going on. Now, Cam Heyward did take ownership. I don't know where we saw Benton yesterday. We didn't see him in the run game, evidently. I think Chase Brown had like 11 yards per carry. It was awful. It was really bad. I don't know where TJ Watt was yesterday. I don't know where Alex Highsmith was yesterday. I don't know where Nick Herbig was yesterday. I don't know where Cam Heyward was, Benton, Harmon. I don't even remember Derek Harmon playing. Patrick Queen was trying his best. I'll say that. Patrick Queen was trying his best, doing really good at blitzing, just really didn't make the tackle. To be fair, the brightest spot of our defense, if you actually want me to give you a positive, the brightest spot of our defense was our safeties. Chuck Clark played good football. Deshaun Elliott played good football for the most part. Over pursued some gap assignments, but other than that, it wasn't awful from our safeties. It really wasn't. Jabril Peppers did some good things on special teams as well. So here's Cam Heyward taking accountability for whatever happened on defense. And this is something I wanted to talk about. Christopher Carter tweeted this, and obviously I would hope a coaching staff isn't thinking like this, but he was talking about the reason why we don't run enough man coverage is genuinely just because we get flagged every time we do it, which is true, but 2 things can be true at the same time. We do get flagged when we run man coverage, but also it's just hard to run man coverage when your DBs are old. Like, we have Joey Porter Jr. Jalen Ramsey couldn't hang with Cooper Kupp in man coverage. He couldn't hang with Jackson Smith and Jigba in man coverage. He couldn't hang with Justin Jefferson in man coverage. He couldn't hang with Jordan Addison in man coverage. Do you kind of get where I'm going with this? Hell, Garrett Wilson had 95. We can't hang with anybody who's decent at the wide receiver position. We can't hang with any of them. So I know people are like, "Oh, Terrell Austin, you keep running this soft shell cover 3. Stop running this cover 3," because I'm about to show you a graph that supports that. Stop running the cover 3. Guys, there's nothing he can do. We don't have the personnel. Why do you think the Denver Broncos run man coverage every play? They have Patrick Surtain. And what did Patrick Surtain hold Jamar Chase to when Broncos played the Bengals, I think, 1 or 2 weeks ago? 5 catches for 23 yards. When you have a lockdown corner, you could just tell him, "Yo, for 60 minutes, I just need you to follow Uno around. I just need you to follow number 1 around the whole entire field." And he's like, "Yeah, coach, I got you." We don't have that. And I know Joey Porter doesn't want to hear that, but we kind of really don't have that. So it's going to be tough for our roster moving forward. And I want you guys to use me as like truth serum. I think my team's the best team in the league. I'm always going to think that, but I'm gonna let you know the truth. It's always going to be tough versus good receivers if we don't have a Brian Flores type defense. You might be thinking, Tamir, what does that mean, right? If we don't go from 2 high to single high or cover 3 into cover 2 or cover 3 into cover 4, what Brian Flores does post snap with the safeties and If we don't get that creative, which we don't, we just run stock cover 3 or stock cover 2, it's going to be hard to cover these guys. It's going to be very hard. There's film on it. These teams watch film. They prepare, and there's film. So that's a tough thing that I didn't understand about our defense, and now that I'm starting to. Hell, I think Hunter Henry had over 100 yards versus us. So every game we played, someone had over 100 yards, which is not good. That's just really not good at all. That's not good. And this is what I meant by that soft shell cover 3. Average cushion is 5.8 yards. I want to get up close for this. Average cushion is 5.8 yards versus. So every single time, not every single time, but on average, when we lined up against Jamar Chase with his 23 targets, 16 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown, we were 6 yards off the ball. That's not a recipe for anything. Not even for good or not even for bad. That's just a recipe. Like I said, that's a recipe for calamity. Like that, the average separation he got on routes was 4 yards. Do you know how much? Teams just want you. Wide receiver coaches just want you to get 1 yard of separation. He got 4 of them. When we scored and they were doing their drive to go get in field goal range, we left Jamar Chase wide open on the drive. Wide open. So these are things that are not good. Like, what did I Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, 22 catches for 257 yards and 2 touchdowns on 33 targets. Not good. Not good at it. Like, not even close to being good. Not even close. This is bad. Like, that is bad. That is really, really bad. That is really, really bad. This video won't be 15 minutes. It's getting there. Hold on. So that's everything in terms of the stats. I don't know what more you want from me. I have to be honest. And the thing about the Steelers is that they're not really a team that changes. They don't do that a lot. So I'm expecting the same coverage against Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, their rookie Matthew Golden, Tucker Kraft could have a day versus us. When we play the Packers Sunday Night Football at home, hopefully we got some new grass laid at Acrisure Stadium for that. But I'm not going to come here and be a Debbie Downer and say the season's over. It's football, guys. It happens. We play Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's going to happen, right? Unless you have Patrick Surtain, guess what? It's not going to happen, right? But if you have 30-year-old veteran corners who think they can play bump and run versus the best in the league, that's the result. That's the result you're going to get. So notice how I didn't talk about rat flags or reffing. It had nothing to do with PI calls. I don't know what Jordy Porter was talking about. It had nothing to do with reffing and with calls. We got baked. 257 yards isn't what the refs are doing. So tough setback for the defense. I'll make more videos in the week as we get closer to next Sunday's Sunday Night Football game against the Packers. That was a rough watch. All right, Jens. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm out.